Hi guys, my name's Cadman2013 and welcome back to another episode of the Trash Review. For those who have seen this before, you know the rules, but for any of the newcomers, you might be a little bit confused about what this actually is. Well, we will be scoring objects, games, characters, and anything else we could think of on a 1 to 5 junk scale. Before we get to the topic, let's see what we base our scale on.
Let's take a look at each score and what they mean. Here at the Trash Review, the best score you can get is biodegradable. This score means that you aren't the best in the world, but you are close to being good and have the best chance to make it off the junk scale and help the community again. Next in line we have recyclable. If you get this score, then this means you're good in some ways, but overall you are individually junk. With this score, you are moving down the junk scale and have only a slight chance of making it off. Coming in third, we have garbage can. This is a middle of the pack score and means you aren't the worst we have seen, but you definitely could be a lot better. With this score, you can make it off the scale, but it is highly unlikely. The trash heap. There's really nothing good coming from being a trash heap other than you aren't last. If you get this score, then you showcase a lot of issues and bugs. If you are scored a trash heap, you are disliked by many and will probably stay on the junk scale. Last and definitely least is the dumpster fire. This sounds exactly as its name, and if you get this score, you should be thrown into a dumpster fire. Essentially, this means you are awful from the beginning and have seen no real improvements. You are widely hated and stand no chance ever coming off the junk scale.
Now that we've seen what the scores actually mean and how we will use them, it's time to get to today's topic.
Today's topic is a title from Daybreak Games. It's classified as a Battle Royale. It is H1Z1.
Yes, that's right, so it's H1Z1, one of the 4 top Battle Royale games on the market right now. The other 3 being PUBG, Black Ops 4 Blackout, and Fortnite Battle Royale. H1Z1 has to be dead last out of these top 4. The reason we here at Super Trash Gamers rank it so low are for a variety of things. Let's start with how you actually start the match. You can't even pick where you drop. You just get dropped into the map wherever they decide. It's probably random, but I would much rather pick where I land. Sometimes you even get dropped into the middle of the woods, which doesn't help you at all and starts you behind everyone else when you're trying to loot. So who really wants to deal with that? And at the end when you're landing, you can't even land where you want because it does this weird swinging back and forth thing, as you could see on the screen right now. And then let's take a look at this clip. I should have been able to melee this guy. Instead, I had to rely on luck in shooting the enemy because, well, there is actually no melee in this game, which kinda sucks. If you're in close quarters combat with someone, you should be able to melee them. The other 3 Battle Royale games have some sort of melee weapon. And if you think you're gonna be able to use your fist, well, think again, because that is not an option either. In this game, you're restricted to just guns and equipment. I guess there is sort of one good thing about this game is you don't really have to decide much about what weapons you're going to use because there's not really a lot of choices at all. If you take a look here, you could see that I'm finding these same sort of weapons over and over again, as well as equipment. The variety and options for weapons and equipment in this game need a lot of work to put this game up there with the best of the Battle Royales. And don't even get me started on the driving, because if you even touch the stick a little bit, you are gonna go left and right drastically without even wanting to. The vehicles in this game are very hard to control, and without a lot of practice they kinda suck. My advice would be, if you're even close to the storm, just walk or run, because the vehicles aren't worth it and they will probably end up causing you some sort of frustration for being so sensitive. The weapon aiming and sensitivity is not the best either. If you look at the clip right here, you could see that Even though I have my sensitivity set to where I want it, it's still kind of hard to aim at the enemy and shoot him where I want to shoot. The aiming and sensitivity itself are both very choppy and could use an upgrade to become more smooth. Without a fix for this, every dogfight you get into is going to end in a coin flip and you could be the one that ends up dying. And if you want to use the equipment, well, just take a look at what happens when I try to use a flashbang at the end of the match. Without even getting to the ground, it exploded in mid-air and didn't even get to affect my opponent. Overall, I would have to say the map is extremely boring and the gameplay is very slow. You will spend most of your time running around the map than actually seeing enemies and trying to have a gunfight with them. And by the time you're 15 minutes into the game, there could still be even 50 people left, which is absolutely crazy. And for the map, there are actually a lot of buildings that you can't even access, which makes the gameplay a lot more boring and looting a lot harder. It is actually the only Battle Royale game where a lot of the buildings are inaccessible. All these reasons put together have this game landed on the bottom 4 of the Battle Royale games out in the market right now. Now that I told you what I think of the game, let's take a look at what we score H1Z1 Battle Royale. I just want to keep in mind that this rating is only for the console version of H1Z1. The PC version of this game is way better than the console version, and this is why the score was affected a little bit by that. The reason we gave it a trash heap is because it has a tiny bit of promise. If the map is worked on a little bit and the mechanics are smoothed out, then this has potential to be one of the great Battle Royale games. But unfortunately for right now, this is a trash heap of a game and has nothing really more to offer other than 10 to 20 minutes of fun gameplay before you shut it off and switch over to one of the other Battle Royales. Again, I want to say that this is for the console version, so if you disagree with our rating of the console version of H1Z1, please leave a comment below and we might come back at a later time to review it again. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. This has been the Trash Review, and as always, stay trashy.
Introduce you to us so you can see Super Trash Gamers, we the STG. Yeah, you know we got rolling CC311 Cat Band 2013, cut Sean through in 6, you know he a G. And if you think we suck, I'd have to agree. Come on, Super Trash Games, yeah, you know we the 3, and it's a wrap if you against the STG.